everyone!
Welcome back.
To our channel. I'm Shaylin.
And I'm Caleb.
In today's video, we'll be discussing a couple of options for volunteering and what volunteering looks like abroad or locally, and also why we chose volunteering ourselves as travelers.
In general, volunteering is going to the location of the volunteer host, and whether it's for Workaway or Woof or something else, you're usually going to be trading some type of work for maybe some type of accommodation and sometimes food. This is often averaged out at about maybe 25 hours a week of various things, whether it's tending the reception desk of a hostel or digging a hole or anything in between, childcare, animal husbandry, teaching English, and in return you will often receive room and board, and sometimes maybe either foodstuffs for you to cook, or sometimes even a fully prepared meal 1, 2, or up to 3 times a day.
Where and how to volunteer. For us personally, we chose Workaway. We found a lot of opportunities with permaculture, and that's something that we're definitely into. For you, there's lots of places that you can volunteer at. If you have a certain trade, there's yoga trade, nanny trade, and also if you know anything about permaculture and sustainability, there's lots of farms that would love to have you.
Also, if you teach English or some other language, that can also be an opportunity for you to do that abroad.
Woof is also a great option if you're into farming. I believe that they particularly stay within the realms of farming. Worldwide Organization of Farming, I believe, is their acronym.
Workaway is definitely one of the better hosting sites. They have many, up to hundreds of options per country and have a reasonable annual fee.
Not to mention their app and their website is easy to navigate, and you can even find a travel buddy near you. In general, what we found online is an average of 3 to 5 hours that you may work a day, depending on what host that you go to or what kind of farm or hostel or wherever you go to or choose to. Some of them will provide you all the food or provide you a meal or just a care basket weekly, or some may not provide you with anything and you have to go out to find your own food items. But generally, if you're near a pretty popular area, it should be easy for you to find food products.
I suggest that on whatever means or website or app that you use to potentially work or volunteer abroad, that you read the entire description of the host so that you know that you're going to potentially mesh well with them, or that if you have any restrictions or needs, that it is clear what you can and cannot do. I would definitely contact the host, obviously, before you go, and give them all of your concerns and questions and read the description of every host fully. If you're really interested in workaways or volunteer work in exchange for a menial task, for some type of food and stay, you don't always even have to go abroad. Often there will be many options within your own country, province, or state. So if you don't have a passport or are a little hesitant about leaving your home country, check Workaway and similar sites, because there will probably be some options surprisingly close to you. We will put some links for many of the websites that we've mentioned, such as Woof, Yoga Trade, and Workaway, down below in the description so you can go and get started.
Why we chose to volunteer. There's lots of reasons why we chose to volunteer. A lot of them are pertaining to permaculture, sustainable living, and growing and producing our own food and having a food forest. That is something that we're very interested in and would like to provide for ourselves in the future.
Not to mention, it is also a great way to easily immerse yourself in whichever country or place you travel to, and can be a good way to potentially save some money on your excursions.
Why we chose the Workaway. There's a lot of variation in what kind of work that you can do. It can be house sitting, nannying, art projects, permaculture, the list goes on, and even working in a hostel. With Woof, it's a great organization, but they mainly focus on farming. Workaway was a great choice for us because we liked the variety that it offered, and we definitely wanted to get our hands into everything.
and they have probably the broadest selection of hosts that we've seen on any of the volunteering abroad websites. So I would definitely suggest that for a first timer, because you can find options ranging from a few hours a week with minor accommodations to some private rooms, private bathroom, all meals included for a little more work. Our current volunteer experience has been really wonderful. We've been staying in Manabí, Ecuador on a small coastal permaculture farm owned by a beautiful French-Canadian family. Please check out our other video interviews with Caleb to meet them and hear all about their story. We harvest many of the greens, herbs, fruits, and vegetables right here on the farm. We get eggs from the chickens that we have here on the farm. We make cheese and other dairy products from our neighbor's whole milk that we get delivered to us warm in the morning. And it's really been a pretty amazing experience to see where our food comes from. And that's part of why we chose to volunteer at permaculture farms specifically, so that we can learn and increase our knowledge about these types of things. So generally, since we are the Infinite Living Project, we want to show people that there's more than one way to live your life. There's probably fruits and vegetables you've never heard of, ways of preparing things you've never seen, and Workaway and other volunteering abroad experiences are a really great way for you to experience, meet, and immerse yourself in some culture that you might otherwise not have.
We have a private room in a shared house with a shared kitchen. It's really great living in a communal setting. There's a sense of togetherness, and it's nice when we accomplish tasks together and get to check them off, and it's just really great.
We also here at this permaculture farm use compost toilets, which essentially means you're just going into a big hole, which we dump sawdust onto, and then eventually use it as compost and fertilizer for plants. Many of the hosts on Woof, Yoga Trade, or Workaway will often require some type of minimum stay that is often 1 month. So keep that in mind when you're looking through hosts, and like I said earlier, be sure and diligent in reading through the entire description of any host you're considering applying for.
Some can definitely be a little shorter, like 2 weeks, so it's not rare to see that, but definitely discuss it with the host.
We have some more videos in the works for you guys, and we also finally decided to start up a Patreon on request of a few specific individuals, so feel free to check out that link and support us if you want. It's a small thing for you, but it really helps us out. Hit that like button and subscribe button.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.